Okay, Suzuki GSXR from a 2005 motorcycle. This is a rear brake caliper, master cylinder, and the Peerless disc brake. Combine that with a line to make it all hook together and a brake light switch. So here are all the parts all together. So 2004-2005 Suzuki GSXR600 rear master cylinder and caliper with 6515 with freight. The Peerless part, I got this from statinink.com. This is where I got the Peerless differential. I got the 8.3. Go with that one. It's a little bit bigger. The other one is a little too small. It was $26.72 plus a little bit of freight. And then we got the Amazon. These are the parts I got from Amazon. There's the pricing. And I'll show you the part numbers on the order form. So let's see. Try to see through the camera here. The hydraulic brake line, which is almost 8 feet long or 7 feet long, $18.99. That's this part here. Brake fluid reservoir hose, $9.86. A reservoir master cylinder. You probably use the motorcycle one that came with it, but I'm replacing it so it's easier to fill. And then they got the hydraulic switch for Nissan brakes, which is a brand of brakes that master cylinder or caliper rather this is. So I figure they go together, it must be good. And then the Suzuki rear master cylinder caliper assembly. That was about 65 bucks with freight. So all together, a little under 150 bucks. So that's half the price of an MPC from the go-kart suppliers, and that's not too shabby. So now we're going to rig up a mount for that, hook the lines up, and get her installed. Okay, so right now I'm making the brake mount bracket. So I've got some pretty thick plate steel that I cut to mount each side, and we're using some angle iron, and we're going to cut it to size and then weld it to the frame and do that on both sides. And this should be plenty strong, so we can unscrew these nuts and bolts, and that's what will remove this out of the cart. And I think there's enough clearance there to get the axle out because it's going to lift straight up. So I think this is all going to work out great. So I'm going to take this apart, cut those things down a little bit, and then tack them up just to make sure everything's working well. Right now it's spinning freely. I shimmed it up a little bit to make clearance for the caliper here against the rotor so it's not rubbing. And that's working out pretty good. So once we get that done, then we'll go ahead and plumb in the new brake line. Okay, so I got the brackets welded in place and the caliper remounted, the axle installed, and everything's spinning freely, nothing's binding up. So now I'm going to hook the hydraulic lines up and take off the factory motorcycle one and put on the aftermarket one that I got from Amazon. So I was debating how to run this. In my other cars I've run it underneath here through the frame. The body on this I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to lay out yet. So right now I'm going to put it on top just like this and probably run it through the bodywork here. There's probably going to be a bulkhead here at some point. The reason I want to do that is just to keep it up and out of the way. So at any rate, I figure that makes sense. So it's not underneath the car in the way of anything that's moving or spinning. I can route it around all the pedals up front so they're not in the way. And the throttle pedal is going to come through here as well. The throttle cable down the side here. So it's going to get this rod is going to insert there. So the throttle cable is going to run along here as well. And it might exit down here. I haven't completely decided yet. So when I get to that point, we'll figure that out. That's part of the joy of building cycle carts. You got to figure stuff out. So let's hook this thing up now. Okay, so there it is all installed. There's the wire for the brake light switch, which replaced the other banjo bolt. The cable's installed. All we got to do now is secure it with some clamps to the frame so it doesn't bounce around too much, and then adjustively the brakes. So that's coming up. Okay, so we went to work bleeding the brakes. I bought one of those little pump things. You pump it and it vacuums all the fluid through it, so you don't have to pump on the thing. Anyway, that works out really good. Problem is, I discovered we had some problems. This was a used master cylinder and a used caliper. I realized that the caliper pistons weren't moving at all, no matter how much I pumped the pedal. So we determined that the master cylinder must be bad. Whether it was or not, I don't really know. It's the old master cylinder. The new master cylinder is a Chinese version, because this, to replace these with OEM, this is the Suzuki part, an OEM master cylinder, is 200 bucks. An OEM caliper, 200 bucks. So for 20 bucks, the master cylinder has been replaced, and according to all the reviews online, people like it. And it does in fact work just fine. So whether it was really bad or not, I don't know, because after we did that, we discovered we have problems with the caliper. And chasing down the caliper, I decided, well, for 50 bucks, I'll rebuild it. So we ordered the rebuild kit. It's already been installed, but this is what it looks like. It's Brake Crafters, I think it's called. I found that on eBay. Comes with all the little parts. It comes with the bleeder valves, the pistons, and the seals. And this is a really super easy thing to rebuild. I've never rebuilt a caliper before, but it was very easy. I watched a video on how to do it, and it's super, super simple. Probably the easiest thing I've ever done. So we put it all back together and having a terrible time bleeding it. Just can't get any pressure, can't get it to pump up. We're getting fluid at all the bleeder valves, no problem. Pistons were moving, but not very much. So I'm like, okay, well, what's going on? And I realized this aluminum housing had a little notch. One of the pads was kind of catching on it, so I pulled it off and I smoothed the notch out so it wasn't catching anymore. And then I went and watched a YouTube video of a guy bleeding the brakes on a stock Suzuki. And on the stock Suzuki, this thing is upside down. It's mounted underneath the disc brake. So the bleeder valves point up. And I guess that makes a difference because as soon as I took this off and put it underneath the cart, upside down, it immediately got pedal pressure. Bled one or twice on each side, and boom, the pedal pressure was firm and hard, and it stops it really, really well. So we haven't driven it yet, obviously, but it seems like it works great. So that is the report on this. We call the brake system done. I do have to attach all these cables still, but that's a process. You might see there's a little bit of framework here now. Even though I was waiting for parts, we built framework. We started installing the steering, and we got this whole back end done. We'll have more on that later in a different video. But some progress is being made while we waited for first the Amazon part and then the eBay parts. So we'll call it the end of the video for the brakes. This Suzuki GSR600. I think it's going to stop it fantastic. If it does, I'll put it on my other car. This is a beefy brake pad. And it's on both sides, so dual piston calipers. And that ought to stop this thing really, really well. So hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the questions you asked. Go to our Facebook page, Arizona CycleKart Club and CycleKarts North America. There's a file button there that has plans of my carts and a list of all the parts we use. So it might be helpful to you when you're building your carts. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on the comment section. And thanks a lot for watching. Have a great day.